Hey math kids, today we're going to talk about equality of complex numbers, and let's just jump right in. Okay, so it says find real numbers x and y such that x plus yi times 2 minus I is equal to negative I. Okay, so we're going to just, basically approach this how we approach anything else algebraically. So we're going to divide both things by 2 minus I. So we get x plus yi equals negative I over 2 minus I. And since we're dividing, we need to get a complex conjugate. Remember, we just changed the sign on the I. And if we do that, we're going to end up with 4 plus 2i minus 2i minus I squared. And on top, we're going to get negative 2i minus I squared. Let me just double check that. Okay, that looks good. Okay, these cancel each other. This is really just negative I squared. So I squared is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative would be a positive 1. Positive 1 plus 4 is going to give us a 5 on the bottom. And then up here, negative I times negative is going to give us a positive 1. And so we get 1 minus 2i. And once again, we divide those. So 1/5 minus 2/5 I. And so that means this is x and this is y. Okay, let's try another one like that. Okay, so we have x plus 2i. 1 minus I equals 5 plus yi. So we're going to divide by 1 minus I. And we need to get a complex conjugate, like that. And when we do that, 1 times 1 is 1, plus I minus I squared. And we'll get 5 plus 5i. Let's see, 5 plus 5i plus yi plus yi squared. Okay, we simplify that. This is really just a positive 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And this is going to be 5 plus 5i plus yi plus yi squared. Alright. That's kind of messy. So I'm now thinking that I approached it a little bit incorrectly. So I'm actually going to take a step back because I think there's an easier way. We may be able to do this with a quadratic formula, but I think I'm worried that it's going to get even messier. So I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to go back to just what I had with the red. And I'm going to just multiply that out first. So I'm going to get x plus, minus ix plus 2i minus 2i squared equals 5 plus yi. Alright, I think this is looking a little bit better. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this and treat it like it's one term. So we're basically going to take the I terms and group them together and the non-I terms and group them together. So this one, remember this is negative 1, so overall this thing is positive 2. And so we're going to group the x plus 2 as like the real part. And then the imaginary part, we're going to get I times negative x plus 2. And then that still equals 5 plus yi. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to set this equal to this, because those are both real parts. So x plus 2 equals 5. And then we're going to take the imaginary parts and set those equal to each other. So we're going to get negative x plus 2 equals y. So when we do this, we can find x is equal to 3. Then I'm going to plug in a 3 right here. And we see that negative 1 is equal to y. Okay, sorry for that mess up, but we may have been able to finish it the way I started, but I noticed later that there was a better way. If you need additional help, please come to Math Lab. Until then, calculate.